Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
Hi, I'm Ken Jennings. All of us here at Jeopardy would like to wish you a happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service to our nation. We truly honor and appreciate you, and what's more, we're looking for contestants like you to play on our show. So take the Anytime test at Jeopardy.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon right here on the Alex Trebek stage.
Good evening and welcome to America's Heroes Group. I am U.S. Army Vietnam veteran, co-founder, and host of America's Heroes Group, Cliff Kelley. Happy Veterans Day to all of our brothers and sisters, past and present today. To our advisory board member, Lieutenant General Rochelle Honoree, you're greatly respected and appreciated for your integrity and excellence, my friend.
And I'm Sean Claiborne, co-host and Army National Guard veteran. And this is America's Heroes Group, our roundtable celebrating and honoring Veterans Day. And of course, today is Saturday, November 11th, 2023. November is Military Family Appreciation, National Family Caregiver, and Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month. And of course, Happy Veterans Day. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith, and our digital media producer is Ivan Ortega of Scouts Honor Productions. And we have a great voice with us today, and that is Veterans Day honoree Danitza D. James, U.S. Army Iraq combat veteran and CEO of Repatriate, our Patriots, and Subcommittee Veterans Chair of LULAC. She did 2 tours of duty in Iraq, serving in the U.S. Army, and that was before she became a U.S. citizen. As the CEO of Repatriate, our Patriot, she served as the top of a nonprofit that she worked to create to help those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces to attain citizenship. And that is what we're going to talk about and honor her today for her work. And of course, we have Rochelle Crump again. She's a U.S. Army veteran and founder and president of National Women's Veterans United. And we're going to talk about honoring our honoree today. How you doing, Danitza?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here on this day speaking with you guys.
And Rochelle, what do you have to say?
Yeah, hi, how are you? So nice to meet you, not in person, but by voice. I've heard a lot about you and very proud of all of the things that you've accomplished and being that woman going to Iraq, 2 times and, what you're doing in the community for your, culture as well as others. It's just amazing. So congratulations to you. We appreciate your time coming on and making sure that we can get more information from you and look forward to meeting you in person. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity at some point that you'll come to Illinois, and then we'll be able to connect you with all of the things that we're doing with the National Women Veterans United. Again, I'm so proud of you, and just keep on doing what you're doing. We're behind you. As they say, we got your 6.
And we have a gift for you, Danitza. If you can see our camera, Glenda's holding something very special we wanted to honor you with.
Absolutely. Hi, Dee.
Hi, Miss Glenda. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You make me proud to say WOMAN. And on behalf of Cliff Kelley and America's Heroes Group, Veterans Day Living Legend, we salute and honor U.S. Army Iraq Combat Veteran, CEO of Repatriate, our Patriots, Chair, LULAC, Military and Veterans Affairs Subcommittee on Deported Veterans, Mrs. D. James, for a lifetime of excellence and unwavering service, bravery, sacrifice, and dedication. On behalf of America's Heroes Group, Happy Veterans Day.
Beautiful.
Woo-woo!
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
So, Dee, what do you want to say as a woman? Because, honey, a woman veteran, that's on a whole different plateau. You guys don't give excuses, but you do show up with your boots on, ready to go. So speak.
Thank you. Yeah, and you're right. As a woman veteran, right, we try to accomplish the mission, and when we do it right. We do it from the first time. We do it right, and it's an honor to be a veteran and to have served among so many great warriors. And I continue to serve today, just in a different way, without a uniform on. But I'm still serving the military community, deported veterans, and I serve alongside fellow veterans, Army, Navy, and Air Force, which is an honor. We are mission driven. We are here. We're doing the work because we are not going to leave a veteran behind, no matter where they're at. and that's our mission. We live by that model.
Now, you're the Veterans Subcommittee Veterans Chair for the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC. I didn't know this was the largest and one of the oldest Latin American civil rights organizations in the United States that was created after World War I. So tell us about the mission of LULAC and what you guys do there.
Yeah, the mission of LULAC is really to empower and amplify voices of the Latino community. It has been around for 94 years, and it's really a legacy and an honor to represent this organization that means so much to our community. My mother was an immigrant farm worker in Arizona, in California, and LULAC was around when Cesar Chavez was using this organization and advocating for immigrant rights. So to know that I'm part of this organization that did so much for immigrants and continues to do, now it also supports our military community. And this is who I came from and who I became.
Wow.
Yeah. But do you have officers in the organization that are here in Chicago? Does the name Jose Lopez ring a bell to you?
We don't, not in Jose Lopez, no. We have our Pastor Emma Lozano. She is the district vice president for the Illinois region, and she's there locally. And she has done a lot of work in the community. We have a deported veteran, a formerly deported veteran. His name is Miguel Perez, and he was pardoned by the governor, and he now is there in Chicago, Illinois, and he is helping other veterans.
Good.
Okay.
So tell us about the work that you're doing to try to get people that served in the military their citizenship. We talked about this before in other shows, but kind of give a rundown a little bit for people that may not have heard your story. The difficulty that people join the military, serve, and even serve in combat, but then are sent outside of the country or are deported after their military service.
Yes, and this is something that not a lot of Americans know. A lot of Americans don't know that service members can serve without being U.S. citizens. You have to be a legal permanent resident in order to serve in the military. And the military is a pathway to citizenship. It is promised. When recruiters come and see you, they tell you you can become a U.S. citizen, you can have education benefits. And because of mission or because of lack of knowledge among the leadership, for one reason or another, they're just not able to obtain their citizenship. That's what happened to me, as you said before. I missed my naturalization ceremony 3 times because I was deployed to Iraq.
Wow.
My leadership did not prioritize me staying back or staying there to attend my naturalization ceremony. And when I left, I was still I was not a citizen. And I didn't know the risk that I was under because as a non-citizen, as a non-U.S. citizen, the 1996 immigration laws apply to you. And if you are convicted of a felony, that is subject for deportation, meaning that you will serve your sentence for the crime you committed, and then you will be deported, despite that you have served this country, despite that you were willing to die for this country. They do not take into consideration military service.
Wow.
What happens when you're doing career status and then you have children? How does that work then?
Your
children
family stays here. Yeah, your family stays behind. And we have a lot of those families that have been separated from their veteran and the loved one for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And that's even if they are citizens, if they're born in the state?
Yeah, so the family, they stay here because they did not commit the crime. Only the service member who is not a U.S. citizen, who is charged with a felony, then the veteran is deported. That leaves behind the family here in the United States because they are U.S. citizens. There's so the family is torn apart, and more importantly, is that the veteran never gets to have access to those VA benefits, to medical care, to their pension, their disability, none of that.
And then oftentimes when people are convicted of these crimes, there is a lot, it's not as black and white as, oh, this person committed a crime, therefore they deserve whatever they got coming to them. There's a lot of complications that are stemming from military service, such as PTSD, military sexual trauma. What are some of these issues that contribute or lead people to fall into the justice system that once they get out of the military?
And are they getting help? And then are they getting help for it?
Yes, the vast majority of the veterans that we have contacted, they were struggling with PTSD, with the trauma from service, and they were either not able to obtain the VA benefits just because it's a difficult transition. And I will say myself, right, when I left the military, I didn't want to seek help. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't have any guidance. So I was over-medicating and doing those things. So it's really challenging as it is to transition out of the military. And when you transition out with military trauma and combat deployments, right, it's even harder. So the difference between a service member who is a U.S. citizen and has challenges with PTSD and, for example, gets a DUI, that U.S. citizen service member will not get deported and will probably be referred to have access through the VA to make sure that they recover properly. Wow. But the one who is not a U.S. citizen, they will get a slap on the wrist and then pushed out of the country.
Wow.
There is no second chance.
Unfortunate. Well, we're so happy to be partnering with you, Dee, because America's Heroes Group platform is your platform, and we are partnering with you down into the trenches because we're going to help you do whatever we can to help make it a difference, to bring back veterans, because veterans are veterans and all veterans matter. So once again, thank you so much for your service, so much. You are a woman. And thank you for being excellent. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
congratulations again. I salute you, and I look forward to speaking with you at some point in time.
Absolutely.
To tell you more about the National Women Veterans United.
Yes, ma'am. My salute back to you and to everybody in the studio.
Oh.
I really appreciate you guys giving me this platform.
Oh, we appreciate you. So now we're transitioning to over to call in and shout out your favorite veteran. Call 773-591-1690. Who is your favorite veterans? We have two people on the line want to give a shout out because it is Veterans Day. Titus, open up the lines.
Go to the first call?
Yeah.
So what do you?
He's going to do it from the control room. Titus?
Caller, you're on air. Go say caller, you're on air.
Okay.
Are you there, caller?
Hello? Are you there, caller? It's Veterans Day. Shout out your favorite veteran. Hello, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
There you are.
Hi, good evening. I'm shouting out to Jeannie Adams, a retired Air Force. Not retired Air Force, but she worked during the Vietnam era.
Yay, Jeannie! Woo,
And
woo, woo, woo.
Rochelle, too. You, Rochelle, all of you.
Oh.
All the ladies that worked who served, not worked, but served our country during the peaceful time and the war times. I want to salute all of you because you made this country what it is today.
Bravo. Bravo, honey. Say it. Say it.
Allow me to speak today. Bless all of you.
Bless your heart and thank you. Yay.
Wonderful call.
Wonderful call. Next
Thank
caller,
you.
please. Next caller. Shout out your favorite veteran. Hello, caller. Are you there?
It's like this, like our last. Any more calls? I think that's up for now. But yeah, I think it's really important that we do reach out and help understand people. That my goal coming on America's Heroes Group is always to try to connect the veteran population with the civilian population. So because we are integrated, but oftentimes where you don't see each other.
Yeah.
Because once you have that military experience, there's a certain misunderstanding that people have of military veterans and what they go through and what they think about. And sometimes it's based on what you see in Hollywood and what you see on TV and stuff like that. But reality is that, you know, veterans should not be invisible.
That's right.
So we have to reach out and actually try to get our civilians to realize how much veterans are a part of their lives, and at the same time get our veterans to really acknowledge the things they've gone through and not keep stuff bottled up, not keep stuff secret. Tell those stories, because those stories are what help build character in our civilian community.
On this day,
Absolutely.
on this day, being a non-veteran, I have shared with all of you all that I didn't have the courage to put the boots on that you guys have worn, because I got the chicken feet, or I should say bone spurs, doing Operation Storm. Shut up, John. Operation Desert became Operation Desert Storm, and I had done everything but put my hand up and sworn in, because I was going to wear that U.S. military uniform. Now,
were people in your family in the military? Did you have anybody?
I have cousins, yes,
right.
a lot of cousins, but
and you came from the South too, which has a big military tradition.
Yeah, because down there we were poor, Sean, but we didn't know we were poor. Because what mattered was respect. What matters was your house. What mattered was your morals, your values. What mattered was God. What matters was the community. So it was two ways. Wait, Cliff. It was two ways that we made it out. You understood you were going to college or you were going to the armed forces. So a lot of the people in my community that I grew up with are veterans. So to the east side of Grenada, Mississippi, happy Veterans Day to all of you all. Love, respect all of you all, because you had courage to do what I could not do. I'm looking at news. This day, I feel even more grateful, because I'm looking at Israel and I'm looking at Gaza. We are so jaded and spoiled over here in America till we don't even understand. We don't even understand the blessings we have, how protected we are, because men, women in the air, on the land, and by sea wish you would try it. We are so blessed to be in America, because if our enemies thought they could, they would do us the same way. So people, if you don't understand and have appreciation and respect for veterans and our armed forces based on what they have gone through, what they are going through, the bravery, the sacrifice and dedication that they put on the line for us, there's something wrong with you. Because we sleep, we walk, we have freedom to be whatever we want to do because of the armed services of the United States of America. And if you don't think so, turn on your TV and look at Israel. Turn on your TV and look at Gaza. Because trust me, if the enemies that don't care for America thought they could do that to us, they would do it. So I think you got a new profound respect now for the armed services, the veterans, our military population. Yeah, they make it possible by God's grace to protect us. Happy Veterans Day. Mr. Kelley?
What do I say after that?
Well, he's trained all of us. Because Sean, remember when we first started our show, we was looking at each other, and Cliff is one of those people that you can never stop saying thank you to, and do not start crying. You can never stop saying thank you to, because I have seen this man since 2009 help, guide, do whatever it takes or it took to help that person springboard knowledge, information. He took me under his wing and trained me to become a producer. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just his driver, his secretary, and I did things to help him because I was so grateful. He took us all under his wing, Sean. And you know, when we first started this show, it wasn't like it is now. It wasn't this polished. Mm-hmm. He never really criticized us, but it was constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. You had to be on point and have read and be ready to say what you were going to say. And you didn't know how he was going to call on you. So it was always you shaking on your knees, shaking on the table like, oh. But he was that person. He was that person. He trained with passion. He trained with excellence, and he trained with integrity. He put his name on this organization and his reputation, and he never walked back from it.
The thing I love about Cliff is that, once again, going back to leadership and going back to people that have that military service, and I really respect guys from the Vietnam era. My father was a Vietnam vet. He was an MP in the Air Force. I never got a chance to really talk to him and really share his experiences or learn about his experiences. But I've always heard those stories from other Vietnam vets about a lot of the horrors and going into spider holes and the toe poppers and all that kind of crazy stuff, and walking in the jungle, getting an ambush out of nowhere. And the fact that so many people lost their lives. I mean, in a war today, over 55,000 people lost their lives in Vietnam. So that means your rate of survival was really at risk compared to 20 years of Iraq and Afghanistan. You only got 6,000. I'd say that's a small thing, or that's no big deal. But I feel more blessed to be in a war, not have to go to a war where your odds of survival are that low compared to what we go through today. Thank God to medicine, thank God to science, thank God to we can get people out of the battlefield quicker and get them in the surgery quicker. Guys like Dr. Arnold doing their jobs, being on top of their game and all the knowledge that they have to help us stay alive when we get injured. But those experiences, and then you go into civilian world and made that transition. And yes, a lot of the 20 a day that we talk about are still Vietnam veterans that are committing suicide. But a lot of veterans have gone to do the things that you've done in the State Department, being the mayor's right-hand man, Mayor Harold Washington up here in Chicago, one of the greatest mayors of the city. You were his right-hand man. And all that knowledge and experience, working on the state legislature and passing laws down in Springfield, doing all that type of activity, and then bringing that to the world to tell people what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it, and then how it helps the society.
But this is what I saw. I've been with him since 2009. I'm his goddaughter for a reason. I'm his goddaughter for a reason because I've earned this man's respect because he saw my heart was right. Cliff has always been the people's person. We could be sitting and eating. He would stop eating, stand up, shake hands, but he never act like it was an inconvenience. He stopped and listened. He has always been that person that put the community on his back, and he didn't apologize for it. And he held elected officials to the fire. Have you noticed the difference since he's sort of retired in such a way? He's not retired, but just not out there every day. Do you see our communities, what it looks like now? It wouldn't have been not like that if Cliff was still more active. So he's coming back in such a way, but he's going to come back in a way that's conducive for what he wants to do. But this man here is called the icon legend for a reason, because his heart has always been where his passion is, and you couldn't buy him and you couldn't shut him up. So to you, sir, happy Veterans Day. Because this show is 7 years operational because your name and integrity started it, and it still exists. This is the Cliff Kelley Show, America's Heroes Group. We have one caller on the line. Caller.
Hello.
Hi. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you. I'm calling in to do a shout out for two very brave and courageous men. First one is my cousin, Derek Holly, and then my best friend, Laverne Jackson. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, yes.
Absolutely.
Boo-boo, yes.
All right.
So it is a pleasure to do this show. It's not easy because we don't really get sponsors. We don't have any sponsors. No, we haven't had sponsors since COVID. We don't get donations. So it's hard and challenging trying to meet operational needs when you don't have the resources. We all come in here with passion and our heart because we're doing something for the fellow man that's next. You don't get paid. I don't get paid. But Ivan has to be paid. So if you don't help us, it's hard for us to try to pay him. He doesn't sit here for free, but he has given so much to keep everything on a level of excellence and integrity based on his work. So today, this show is also dedicated to our digital media director producer, Ivan Ortega of Scouts Honor Production.
And reach out to him at Scout Turner Productions.
Yes,
if you
right.
have any needs in the video digital media era. We have a caller online. How you doing, caller?
Fine, how are you?
Pretty good.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. I'd like to give a shout out to some very special veterans, please.
Please.
Okay, I'd like to give a shout out to, first of all, National Women's Veterans United.
Woo, woo, woo. Our broadcasting partner. Yes.
Yes. And I'd like to shout out Miss Teresa, Miss Val, Miss Lorraine, Miss Rochelle, Colonel Cooper, and my most favorite of all, my mother, Jeannie Adams.
Oh.
Thank you, women, for your services. You are great, outstanding individuals.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. They make me
Thank
proud
you.
to say woman.
Thank you, Dr. Dawn. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, and you have a great rest of your day.
Business owners, veteran business owner, veteran service organizations, if you need a digital footprint, if you need a digital presence, please feel free, because you have never heard me recommend anybody from this show, because that's not what I'm going to do if I know your integrity and your excellence is not there. We highly recommend Scouts Honor Production for your digital presence and needs. Please feel free to call Ivan directly on his cell phone at 773-671-4826. Look at our show, because you already see the excellence in his work. He is worth it. Scouts Honor Production, 773-671-4826. That's what we do. We are a team here. Nobody is one person. Nobody. When someone is missing, the family is broken. We are a team. We want to thank ABC Jeopardy, OMG Emmy Award Show for collaborating with us. They are now a part of us. And what they're doing is making sure that the military population and the community know that you're welcome to take the tests and try to become contestants on ABC Jeopardy. Yay! So from all of us here at America's Heroes Group, thank you, Titus Williams, for being the best technical producer WVON has ever had. He's the programming director, but he's producing our show today. So, women, men, thank you. When I say it, I'm not going to cry. When I say thank you for being a veteran, for your service, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for having courage to wear boots that a lot of us could not put on. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Love you guys. Love you gals.
Beautiful.
To both of you, thank you all so much. Appreciate you all. Happy Veterans Day.
Rochelle, we appreciate you, because let me also say this. National Women's Veterans United has been a part of this broadcasting show for 5 years. Rochelle has stood side by side, making sure they also are bringing something to the platform of excellence and integrity. Bravo, National Women Veterans United. Yes.
Bravo.